Welcome back. You're watching the news tonight. Well, the Election Commission is cracking the whip in Chennai and are keeping a close check on the illegal transfer of funds. The Saidapet flying squad of the Election Commission conducted surprise checks today at the Gandhi Mandapam Road in Koturpuram. Earlier, such surprise checks were conducted in some of the slums of Koturpuram by the same squad. Well, a few new officers have taken charge today after mass transfer was ordered by the Election Commission during the weekend ahead of the assembly elections. Chennai Suburban Police Commissioner S.R. Jangid has been transferred and replaced by Karan Sinha, who assumed office today. Mr. Bolanath has also been ordered to replace the first woman DGP of Tamil Nadu, Ms. Latika Saran. Apart from them, the district collectors of Erode, Theni, Madurai and Thiruvallur and 7 other senior IPS officers were also shifted. And on to some national news now. Well, the Congress and the Trinamool have agreed on a seat-sharing formula for the upcoming assembly polls in West Bengal. The Congress will get 65 seats in the deal with Mamata, and the Trinamool chief is also likely to change 4 seats in favour of the Congress. Top leaders of the Congress met in New Delhi today to discuss the deadlock. Senior Congress leader Pranab Mukherjee also met Sonia Gandhi and is said to have discussed the issue with her. The party president is reportedly strongly in favour of the alliance. Mamata's election manifesto promises electricity and water for all villages in 5 years. And moving on to the latest news from Libya, where loud explosions and anti-aircraft guns shattered the Tripoli night sky. Coalition forces bombed targets belonging to Colonel Gaddafi, and according to reports, Gaddafi's residence in South Tripoli has been heavily damaged. But the critical development now is that the Arab League has questioned the aggression of the UN-backed military intervention. There seems to be a diplomatic setback when the Arab League chief said that the aim of imposing a no-fly zone was primarily for the protection of civilians and not the bombardment of more civilians.
Anti-aircraft fire shook the Libyan capital Tripoli on Sunday night, and tracer fire arched into the air on the second night of Allied strikes. Smoke was seen rising not far from Gaddafi's compound. The Pentagon denied that Colonel Gaddafi's residence was being targeted.
We're not going after Gaddafi.
Earlier in the day, 15 French fighter jets flew over Libyan skies but didn't strike because they saw no threat to civilians. The French Defense Ministry spokesperson said the mission was successful because the Benghazi population felt the pressure coming off.
Act and protect. This
How would that translate?
That's very simple. Protect the civilian. I will not comment on what we will do. This will depend on what is necessary. But the only target will be to protect the civilian population.
The conclusion of the meeting here in Paris was that the international coalition was going to make a long-term commitment to the Libyan people. The coalition would protect the people from Gaddafi's forces and also help them build the country. But if Gaddafi's forces do not go on the offensive and stay silent, the question is, for how long will this vigil carry on and what will happen next?
For now, the massive US strikes with 124 cruise missiles were declared effective in crippling the regime's capability, and Gaddafi issued ceasefire orders to all military forces.
The armed forces has issued its command to all military units in Libya to safeguard the immediate ceasefire everywhere in Libya, starting from 9 o'clock this evening, Sunday.
This is the second time Tripoli has announced a ceasefire. It was breached the first time round. Coalition forces confirmed that Sunday saw no new air activity by the regime. But trouble could be brewing in the allied forces as an emergency meeting of the Arab League has now been called. The 21-country bloc had backed the no-fly zone but is now worried about civilian deaths from missile attacks.
هذا يختلف عن الهدف. احنا عايزين حماية المدنيين وليس قصف مدنيين إضافيين. طبعا ده واضح جدا.
The US military, however, have said that they have no reports of any civilian casualties. With Nupur Tiwari in Paris, Kajori Sen for NDTV.
And while going back to our top story, Dr. Dekal, who performed the post-mortem on Sadiq Basha, has filed his resignation, and he in fact now joins us live on the phone line. Well, Dr. Dekal, thanks very much for talking to NDTV Hindu. What exactly was your date of resignation? Did you resign before or after Mr. Basha's death?
I gave the resignation on 3/3/2011, madam.
Right. If it was on 3rd before, but
very well before, as soon as the election date was declared, I gave my resignation, telling that I want to contest the election, so kindly relieve me from my service.
Right, so if you had already given in your resignation, why did you take up a high-profile case like this?
So that as far as we are concerned, every case is same, and every day very lack of experts are there, and till date I am relieved from duty. I have to do the cases. Even after this case, I have done 2-3 murder cases. Again, plenty of cases of road traffic accident for which I have to go to the court. I cannot abate from duties because I have given a resignation.
Right,
so
Doctor.
I was not relieved from the government, so I am bound by the duty rules and I have to obey the duty.
Right. The Health Secretary, in fact, Mr. V.K. Subbaraj says that you have to cooperate irrespective of your resignations. So, Dr. Dekal, are you willing to cooperate with these?
Until I am relieved, I am cooperating, madam. But the dates are nearing for last date of nomination. I have to give my nomination before. I am planning to give on 24th. So, if they relieve me before the date, it will be easy for me to contest in the elections.
Right. Now, reports also suggest that the victim's clothes were changed at the Apollo hospital when he was admitted there. So, how crucial are the clothes of the victim?
I talked about regarding the case. I have given already, that is enough, madam. All the things we will talk later. Now, the problem is only this thing. My resignation has been not properly accepted by the government. That problem only I wanted to talk.
Right. So, are the police cooperating with you on this case as of now, Dr. Dekal?
Yes, madam.
Are the police cooperating with you on this case as of now? Have they handed over the video footage to you?
And I am very free to do any my work. No interpretation from anyone in doing this work. And again, given I am in 3 years I am in service, and believing my efficiency, only they allowed me to do the case. Not just because they don't want my superintendent and RMO. They told, till you are relieved, you are the expert available here, you only do the case, please. On that basis, I did the case like any other case. I took the same conscience and same precautions like any other case.
So, are you saying, will there be a delay in the post-mortem report, Dr. Dekal?
Madam?
Will there be a delay in the post-mortem report?
No, madam. No. It will not be. It will automatically, the process is going, and there will not be any delay in that.
Right, Dr. Dekal, you also mentioned that as soon as the election dates were announced, you put in your papers. So, one final question, why politics? Have you always nurtured political ambitions?
Yeah, madam, I am coming out from a political family. My father was a teacher. After 25 years of his service, he resigned from his job and contested an election in 1984. Then he was with Ramdas Ayya for some time, then till his death. And he was the Viluppuram district president, South president, till his death. And I am also very much interested in politics only. And that is again one more the reason for which why I stayed as a 10-1, waiting for the election only, madam.
Right, Dr. Dekal, thanks very much indeed once again for talking to NDTV Hindu. Well, moving on in news from Japan, well, efforts to cool 2 reactors at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear complex are still on. Yesterday, pressure unexpectedly rose in a 3rd unit's reactor, meaning plant operators may need to deliberately release radioactive steam. That has only added to anxiety over radiation leaks. Even as we speak, Japan's military's dousing of the complex's troubled Unit 4. In a small advance, the plant's operator declared Units 5 and 6 the latest troublesome under control after their nuclear fuel storage pools cooled to safe levels. The IAEA has said that despite some positive developments, the overall situation at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant remains very serious. Still ahead on the bulletin, will Saif in attire the North soon, and does Bebo score 5 stars with Saif's mom? Find out when we come back.